So, now, what are we looking at today? Well, we are looking at a project called Trusted Cars. So what's it aim to do? Well, it aims to revolutionize the way of car ownership and move away from the traditional car ownership standards and traditions. So what they aim to do is something very unique, and this is their project is definitely aims to disrupt the field that they're operating in. And I will get more in depth with all of these things in the PowerPoint that I prepared for this video. So I will pause the video and we'll move over to my PowerPoint. Now, we have moved over to my PowerPoint, and if you want to check out their project, their site is ico.trustedcars.com. Moving into the second slide, well, I will go over their concept. So, essentially, as I said, their concept is about disrupting the car ownership, how car ownership usually is managed and so on. So a short summary of the problem that they're facing is that in the car ownership market there are no other alternatives than to enter a long-term lease contract or go through the hassles with purchasing and taking care of a car. So those are the two options that people that are interested in getting a car face today. And these two options are the only two sort of valid options besides the Uber and such, which can be used for shorter rides, but obviously not for longer rides. And this is partly where trusted cars come into play. So moving in depth with the problems that they're solving, well, taking a look at the screenshots that I've provided here, you can see the current solutions for taxis, rental firms, leasing agencies, car sharing, and P2P car sharing, and so on and so forth. And the common thing for all of these current solutions seem to be that they're all quite flexible for short distances or short-term distances, and that's the common thing for taxis, rentals, car sharing, and P2P car sharing. While leasing, as you can see here in the screenshot on the left-hand side of the screen, in the positive aspects of leasing, it basically says that you don't have to purchase the vehicle, and through entering a leasing contract for a new car, you will obviously get a high quality vehicle right from the factory. But that's not what we're trying to go over here. Instead, what I'm trying to explain here, which can be found in the screenshot on the right hand side of the screen, is a sort of more in-depth explanation of the problem. So in the current day, the customers experience a plethora of problems, including that they would prefer flexible solutions instead of long-term contracts. So that's something that the customers would prefer, but that is not something that is available on the market yet. But this is where Trusted Cars comes in handy, and where they will provide this disruptive solution. So some other problems include the fact that the current alternatives are inconvenient, expensive, and not available in their area, or they're not reliable at all. Other problems include they're used to immediacy, prefer eSIM, and customers today prefer easy and paperless a easy and paperless booking process, which none of the solutions to the left can fully provide. Customers also wish for a more convenient process of purchase, a non-time consuming one, etc, etc. And customers are also price sensitive. Moving over some problems for the car dealerships that they're facing today. Well, it says here that vehicles sitting on the lot cost money every single day, and the estimate is about $15 per day per vehicle. On average, it takes 100 days to sell a vehicle, some vehicles even 6 months or longer. So therefore you can do the math. If the average cost of having it standing on the lot is $15, if the vehicle doesn't get sold for 100 days, that's $1,500, and 6 months is 6 months is no, sorry. So 6 months is about like $2,500 or something. Anyway, other problems include a lot of unused and depreciating assets, and another problem was the fact that the business model for how car dealerships are run hasn't changed for multiple decades. No access to customers who don't want to buy and own a vehicle, no expertise in IT, e-commerce, apps, marketing, etc. And car dealerships cannot afford big investments into technology and marketing. So, moving over to the Trusted Cars solution. Well, here's a quote that I think this clearly and sort of summarizes their solution, and the sort of a very good quote that emphasizes exactly what they're aiming to do with their project. So what they want people to be able to do is that they want people to be able to choose the vehicle of your preference, drive it as long as you want, and return or swap it anytime. You drive, we take care of the rest. So, going more in depth into the solutions. Well, first of all, another quote that I found in their white paper that I really found great in many ways is the quote that goes like this: "Our needs and tastes change, not every 4 to 6 years, but from month to month, or even week to week," which is this quote is clearly an argument, and also a very well thought and true argument, I would like to say, and something that really applies to a lot of people. First, we might go out and buy a car, but then we're not satisfied with it, and it may not fulfill all of our needs, etc. So some solutions that they're offering include something called all-inclusive. So what this means is a weekly payment that includes insurance, warranty, taxes, maintenance, and other expenses that come with owning a vehicle. So essentially they are taking care of the entire tax